What's up, space pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster. And there's a general rule of economics out there which basically says that whenever there's a gap in the market, whenever the market powers aren't fulfilling customer demands, then that gap is almost always filled by someone who is ambitious and attentive to the market.
Shut up and take my money!
There are scads of gamers out there who want to give their money to studios that make characters who look good and games that are just fun to play without any preachiness. Unfortunately, Western studios are seemingly incapable of that right now, but that's where these Korean and Chinese studios are able to swoop in. They don't shy away from making male characters that look and act like dudes, and they certainly aren't afraid of the female form like their Western counterparts.
I think women and semen don't mix.
We knew what you think.
The Stellar Blade Nier Automata crossover just dropped, and people are absolutely loving it right now. The way that Shift Up interacts with their fanbase is extremely cool, and the official Stellar Blade X account is chock full of people posting their love for the updates that just came out. Basically, if Western devs were ever interested in, I don't know, not having to lay off employees and close down studios and all that awful stuff, if they were ever interested in actually being successful, they should absolutely take a look at what they're doing over at Shift Up.
I'm a real failure.
You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to refer to it as these days. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. But alright, let's talk about Stellar Blade and all the things they're doing right, and how the gamers are reacting really positively to this Nier Automata crossover. Really quickly though, I do want to offer up a correction from the video I did on this DLC the other day. I made a video discussing the announcement of the DLC, and at the time, the details were a little fuzzy, and I was under the impression that they weren't going to be charging for it. And it sounds like some of it is in fact just a free update, but the Nier Automata stuff does actually cost money. Funnily enough, in that video, I suggested that Shift Up could have easily charged $10 for this update, and people would have paid it, and wouldn't you know it, that actually is the price of this thing. I guess my hunch was spot on there, though. One other quick update, it does look like there is a Black Friday deal going on with Stellar Blade right now. The game is $20 off for the next week or so over on the PlayStation Store, so if you haven't bought the game yet, now is definitely a good time. But anyhow, this Nier Automata DLC really highlights everything that Shift Up has done well with Stellar Blade. The game has been absolutely crushing it all year, and it's because they listen to and clearly give a shit about their fans. Unlike their competition in the West, who mostly just chastise gamers and tell us that we're horrible people and preach at us in the games, Stellar Blade is a game from a company that obviously wants our money. And over on Twitter, it's a downright love fest between the official Stellar Blade account and gamers. The Stellar Blade account has reposted an absolute metric shit ton of pics from gamers who are enjoying this game. This guy here, as an example, wrote, "Stellar Blade has amazing details. I feel that the devs really love their character model. The details on the shoes, pantyhose, and nails, I've rarely seen that in a video game." And yes, that is absolutely the sense that I get as well. Shift Up really loves and is proud of their character design. And then Stellar Blade reposted this person who said, "You can freely move around light sources? I have never seen any photo mode that allows that." And then here's a video showcasing this feature.
I like it.
And then this person wrote, "Trying out the selfie camera." And there you can see Eve in all of her peak feminine glory. And then here's another retweet. The person said, "Eve's a little shiny." And I mean, look at that. This is why Stellar Blade is succeeding. How can something like this ever hope to compete with Eve? Western character designs are peak stupid, whereas Eve is, as I said, peak femininity. This is what a strong and empowered female character can and should look like. And then here's another repost, and keep in mind, there's absolutely scads of them. Basically, it looks like if you included the hashtag Stellar Blade in your tweet from the last couple days, these guys were going to repost you, as long as it was appropriate. But this person said the 2B outfit will be forever remembered, just like the legendary 2B herself. And then this person here said simply, "The DLC is amazing." And then, bruh, this DLC is fire. You get the picture. There are literally hundreds of things posted up and down the Stellar Blade X account. People are completely in love with this DLC, and once again, Shift Up is absolutely killing it. As opposed to when Ubisoft got their hands on 2B and made her look like a dude. But yeah, Shift Up is doing really well, just like The First Descendant, another Korean developer who clearly knows how to listen to fans. These guys are all about doing what gamers want and not kowtowing to the modern audience who don't actually buy games. On a similar note, Black Myth Wukong, which was made by a Chinese developer. That game was just a fun jaunt through a beautifully detailed world. These games where they aren't trying to force you to look at ugliness, and they aren't blatantly trying to preach and propagandize like in Dragon Age, these games are selling well. It's rare that we see that in the West these days, though, admittedly, Space Marine 2 did break that mold and they made a ton of money. But I think that 2024 will be a year long remembered. Lots of studios are going to look at the extreme successes and failures of the games that came out this year, and it will be apparent to anyone with a functional brain what types of games actually sell well these days. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your love of Stellar Blade and Nier Automata into the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.